Ambassador Gemini, and welcome back to Soul Horoscopes Weekly Edition. I'm your host to the universe, Christopher Witecki. I'm also the host of SoulGarden.me, the most loving space on the internet. Come on down. We got lots going on, and we are casting. If you got some sort of a light talent or product, email us at casting@soulgarden.me. We are trying to unite the light in the garden, and I have a new club called Unite the Light. Come join them. Right now we're talking about light, electricity, and solar power. And it's not as geeky as you think, but you like that anyways. You're a Gemini. What am I saying? So we are working on two major states of awareness this month. Obviously, the entire planet on emotion. The sun in Cancer means everyone on Earth is managing their emotions. And then if you're a Gemini, that means you're also managing your self-esteem and your soul capital. Okay? So you are managing both. You are working on both. And this is always a transit that happens after our birthday. After we beat our chest and build our ego, then we go, I want to make more money. I want to feel more valuable for myself. Right? So in this process, chapter 1, which is a couple weeks ago, was about identifying emotional responses, emotional contexts that don't serve you. So do you always go to work like the poor one or the one behind, or what do you walk in with setting yourself up to emotionally fail? And then accordingly, same with self-confidence. Are you rooting for yourself on the inside? Are you always putting yourself down? Do you build soul capital? Do you break down soul capital? Are you giving it all away to someone? Are you giving it away to people who aren't standing up for themselves? Where are you hemorrhaging your soul capital, self-esteem? That was part of it in chapter 1, identifying the emotional self-confidence contexts that don't work. Chapter 2, last week we were out shopping for the right one. All right, well, how do I feel confident when I have no experience? All right, well, how do I not freak out when they call me a wimp? Again, managing your emotions and also managing your own self-esteem, soul capital, and shopping for what would be right. That was all of last week. We had 4th of July. It was a very turbulent, emotional week. We were all up and down. Felt like being in a swimming pool, frankly. But this week will be a little different. But last week, hopefully, you were figuring out what you might want to be. As we move into this week, it is time to try something on. So for Geminis, you are going to try on a new self-esteem, which leads to productivity and manifestation. And you're going to try on a new emotional suit. How you respond and how you respond to your own emotions. Both. Okay? Because according to the charts, when Geminis ignore their own emotions, they feel low in their self-esteem and wonder why. Why can't I get a job? Well, because you've been ignoring how unhappy you are for the last two weeks. That's why. Low soul capital due to ignoring emotion. So on Monday, ignoring is not an option. Mars rules the day. It is time to take action. You'll feel poked and prodded to do something about it. This might turn into some anger if you don't manage emotions great or with grace, but it certainly is the energy to get off your astro and get something done. Now, it's possible that you moving ahead in your self-esteem and soul capital plays out with a friend or plays out in society, because emotions themselves are focused on your social context and where you feel like you belong or don't belong as we begin on Monday. So it might be a friendship, it might be a bad posting, it might be a bad review, it might be something positive, it might be something amazing that happens to you in the world that then shifts your thinking to move forward now with your new self-confidence because something just happened. But the moon crossing Uranus is that invitation to innovate your response in public as you are innovating your own response to yourself, as you are innovating your own soul capital, as you're moving forward in the right direction. That's Monday. Tuesday, hold space. So after all that beating in the chest and getting strong, you just want to hold space. Now you're going to still feel very social. Moon is in Aries, so emotions around friends, context, where you feel like you belong. Even if you're playing out career stuff, it's where you belong. But you are also holding space in this new paradigm of, hey, I'm worth it because... And just not letting anyone take that away, not letting anyone talk you down in price, not letting yourself talk you down in price, also feeling it. Like, I really feel I deserve this. I really feel it. See, when you add belief and feeling together, that is the TNT and the nitroglycerin that makes magic. Okay? So by getting it clean, you set yourself up to get everything you want, and that's part of what this whole month is about. You like casting what you want. Now, there is an opposition, a tug of war that I want to point out for all Geminis on the planet between Mars in Libra and Uranus in Aries, okay? So Uranus in Aries, Mars in Libra. Uranus in Aries is saying, don't get comfortable anywhere. Gemini is going to be tap dancing as far as where they belong for 10 years. You're going to constantly have to see yourself different in the world. You won't keep a job title very long ever because you've got a lot of catching up to do, so to speak, out there in the world, okay? So Uranus is pulling you. But then Mars in Libra is saying, and you're out of time when it comes to following what your personal dreams are. So you've got to move forward with what your heart wants, which means every time you take a step towards what your dreams are, you need a new title, you need a new business suit, you need to see yourself differently in the world. And you go back and forth as I take a step toward my dreams, and now I need a new business title, now I need a new business suit, now I need new friends or contacts. That's back and forth, and that starts on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we hold emotional space. This is the point where we're trying to step into the new emotional context that we are test driving, and you really kind of step into it, or you start to feel into it. Moon's still in Aries, so for you the emotional context all stems from this place in the world, this place where you feel yourself or where you feel you belong. So a lot of it is belonging, but a lot of it underneath the seams is soul capital, manifestation, emotional management, right? So you're feeling belong or not belong, and the universe has blessed us with a yad for the day, which is God pointing where we should go. Now it ties in 3 states of awareness. Your emotions on where you feel like you belong, your senses on where career is going to end up, and where does that all go? Mars in Libra saying, all right, well then act and move toward your personal dreams. Take what you feel about where you belong in society, take what you sense about career, and get off your astro and do something about your personal dreams. That's what Mars is going to say, and you're going to be impatient about that as Mars progresses and starts to stampede towards Saturn, which that's when all hell will break loose. Then we go to Thursday. Thursday is a great kind of day. It's a Jupiter ruled day, but it is cloudy. The moon moves into Taurus, so emotions move to the subconscious. Thursday, Friday, very spiritual days for Geminis, just so you know. So Thursday is the beginning of this. You're introverted. What are you exploring? Well, inside of you, you're exploring for the faith. You're exploring to end self-sabotaging thoughts. You're exploring to end karma. You're exploring to get your inner faith behind this new soul capital. You're trying to basically back up the checks you write in society with your own spiritual faith. So you're looking, searching for that on Thursday, and you're searching for that maybe out in the world, literally, like, okay, where can I make money if this is going to be the feeling that I'm worth it therefore? So exploring of your options on Thursday. One thing I want to point out is there will be working out of fears for a couple of weeks now, and this starts on Thursday, between you believing, hey, I deserve to get this much in life, or I deserve this new soul capital on the one hand, and then on the other hand, well, can I get it with doing what I love, following my dreams, falling in love? Can I also fall in love and have the career? So Saturn is really pulling on you to work out the fears between, can I have my dreams and pay for it? The answer is yes, but fear by fear, you got to work through it, and it starts Thursday. Then we get to Friday. Friday is a Uranus ruled day, which means we're going to beta test this new emotional raft you're floating in, both the soul capital raft of your worth how much, and also your emotional raft of and I can feel it. So Friday, you are feeling it or not feeling it, and there's 2 steps of the day. 1, do you feel it? Feel what you're worth, and are your feelings cool with that, or is there any kind of baggage there? And 2, does the world reflect it? Do you feel it in the world? So probably one of those will fail. That's okay. That's the whole point of the universe. So there'll be some breakdown on Friday, but the answer is why. Now emotions are very private, so you might add a lot of volume to whatever the breakdown is, because it might chime in with old deep karmic patterns. The moon is deep in Taurus for most of the day and starts to shift on Saturday. So you're feeling like this is always your life or whatnot, or adding some subconscious gravity to the equation. Then Saturday, boop, you do perk right up. That's because Mercury rules the day, and that's your home planet. So your mind really gets you out of the situation, gets you out of the emotion. Your mind finds a place to sit. Your mind kind of rescues the day, and as the day progresses, the moon moves out of Taurus and into Gemini. So it's maybe cloudy, grumpy, and then sunny, cool by the end of the day on Saturday for several reasons. The moon will cross over Jupiter, so there'll be this moment where you might just feel like you're busting out of the cage, or you're Superman busting out into your cape, or there might be this big, just boom, I deserve better, or a big passionate moment. It might be a conflict with someone that's a passionate moment. What's actually happening is emotion and stronger ego are fusing, and you are expanding your emotional ego connection, and you're expanding your strength and your sense of strength with Jupiter and Gemini for a full year. So Saturday, you're feeling that explosion somewhere. Those watched over in GA, I will text you when it happens, so you'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm not crazy. So that's a good benefit for being in GA. Then on Sunday, Love Fest Day. This is the most loving day of the month. That's because the moon will cross over Venus in Gemini. So everyone on Earth is starting to expand and allow themselves to give and receive. We're allowing ourselves to emotionally give and receive. For you, it's sunny and super cool because the moon is in your sign, and Jupiter is too, and so is Venus. So the universe is definitely raising the ceiling for the Geminis right now, and I think on Sunday you are feeling it. We always say in the garden, tell everyone you love that you love them, and if you come to the garden, we'll love on you. Definitely want to spread the love. And the real question for you, Gemini, is how easy do you receive the love? How easily do you give the love? That's the lesson on Rainbow Sunday. Okay, Gemini, thanks for logging in and seeing how things are. I will see you in 7 days. Until then, live, love, be.